Okay, just making sure you didn't get lost or anything. Well, I guess I don't need the mic because, well, yeah. They said to go ahead and give the go-to to go ahead and start, so, yay! Does anyone know what clamp is? Okay, go ahead, because I'm just gonna have...
It's a group of girls who, well, pretty much do all their own stuff. Sorry.
Yes, it originated with 5 women who wanted to draw their own manga and do it through themselves and not have to go through a company. Eventually, one girl dropped out. Oh wait, no, it started out with 6. One girl dropped out. Later on, another girl dropped out, and you are left with the 4. And I had their names written down somewhere, but I can't find them. So, does anyone know their names by chance?
I just remember one was named Mokona.
Yes, they actually started out with their real names on their artwork and then changed their names because they hit popularity so fast that they changed their names so that they could go out in public without being attacked by fans. And they have just barely recently changed their names back to what they originally are. So if you Google them now, you will find them under their real names. I can't remember when they just changed their names back, but they did. Anyway, so they are a group of 4 women that decided that they didn't want to go through any companies to publish their own manga. They wanted to publish their own work by themselves. Kind of like everyone's dream on DeviantArt, you know? They want to be able to publish their own artwork by themselves and be able to express their own ideals and not have to have anyone else to have control. So that is what started the company of Clamp. Okay, one of their very first works that became popular and got released and got turned into an anime was the...
It's not right. Is it Rayearth?
No, it's not Rayearth. It's R.G.Veda.
Oh yeah, R.G.Veda.
Yeah. And that is one of the first ones that is known to public. They had little, I guess what you can say, like, they're like little notebook bits, like comic books beforehand. You can't even get your hands on them now, period. They like don't even exist because the ones that do exist are tucked away in boxes that or like on a high shelf behind like 3 panes of glass, you know, or they personally own them. So the first publication we know of is the R.G. Is it Veda? Veda. So, anything that we want to discuss about that?
What are they doing now?
Oh dear. Okay, I was gonna try to start with that on the earlier stuff and then we'll move on to the newer stuff. Because what they're working on now is like a list I can't even count on my hands and toes. So, I don't know, I just wanted to start off with some animes because that way we can do it like a fan panel. So, anything we want to discuss about R.G.Veda? Let's go with you first.
Well, I like, when we domesticated, I don't like the bad habit of turning the more girlier looking male characters into girls so that they can avoid the shonen eye.
That was mainly due to the time era. The time era of when they started releasing things, they didn't want to be shunned by the public. They were like, oh, we will save this for later lifetimes, like today. We'll get into those animes later. So, anyways, alright. Some of their other earlier stuff would be things such as Rayearth. Who here has seen Rayearth? That has got to be one of my most favorite because that was one of the ones that brought me into anime was when that was first coming out. So I love Magic Knight's Rayearth.
R.G.Veda.
And that is where the characters, well, Mokona finally appears. And the black Mokona doesn't appear until like 5 years ago. you know, like in 2000, let's say 5. But that's when Mokona appears and became the big mascot of Clamp, and why you see it through everything.
I think essentially for me, I mean, the first exposure of Clamp, via M.K.Rayearth, was neither as a manga nor as a pure, TV anime, but was the video game adaptation, which in the United States was released on Working Designs. They actually had a totally different dub than from Anime Works, but I mean, it did have some of the clips in the show, but that was the first, to my knowledge, first release of Clamp in the U.S. One
In the
first.
U.S. As far as I know, I do not know what was the first in the U.S.
I think it was Cardcaptor Sakura.
No, that was much later.
Yeah, that was. Yeah, we're actually not 2 card captors yet. We got a lot to cover. You wanted to?
Oh yeah, Angelic Layer. When I first watched it, I actually didn't know it was Clamp because I hadn't seen enough of their stuff at first. But Angelic Layer, it got me really interested, and then when I heard about Clamp, that's when I actually went and watched all the other stuff they had.
Mm-hmm. Yes, and Magic Knight's Rare kind of set a ground for them to be, this is our style, this is what we do, we are very girly, we like swirly things, we like costumes that are utterly impossible for cosplayers to pull off, we like cute little things that make weird noises at you. So that is where they kind of was like, this is what we are, and everybody sucked it up and loved it. What Japanese girl wouldn't, right? And so then they spawned off of that to do a bunch of other girly animes. Well, I don't even know where to begin on their list because after Magic Knight's Rayearth, that's when they all of a sudden became big and popular, and they were just producing off the charts. So, what are our favorite animes done by Clamp? Animes, manga, maybe even something that they have even done the character designs for.
High School Detectives.
Well,
Tsubasa.
Holic, for certain. So, Tsubasa. Okay, we can talk about that one for a second. Okay, Tsubasa, as we all know, is a production that they took and they put all their characters and stuck them into one anime with kind of new personalities, just the same look of the character.
Much like in the sliders.
It's actually very, very interesting anime. And I was gonna have a chart, but we don't have the media to show it, but I have a big chart of everything Clamp has ever done and how it all interacts. Of course, Tsubasa's in the middle of it. And it's kind of very interesting how they all interact, but I'm sorry I can't show you.
Can you put that chart on the forums after Bonsai?
I will put the chart on the forums after Bonsai so that you guys can all check it out and save it on your computer and then look at it because it's so big you can't even print it on one piece of paper. I am serious. If you try to print it off on 2, you're going to be missing some of it that's over here. So it will take like 4 pieces of paper just to print off this chart to be readable. It is so big. But, so what are our favorite things about Tsubasa? The witch? Okay, the time-dimensional witch, which originated from xxXHolic, right? Or we'll just call it Holic, because that's an easier way to say it. What is it that you like about her, Yuko?
Well, the fact that she always requires that you give something, but they never really address why exactly. Other than it's
In Holic they do.
In Holic, they do
Yes,
explain it. It is a very short series. I suggest you watch it. It is very good. You don't have to be all for the girly stuff to watch Holic. You know,
Hurry.
because it is, the main character is a guy. And it explains it in Holic, but to make it a long answer short, it's because she requires balance. in the world because the world requires balance.
To 5 of Holic.
Huh?
I've only seen episode 5 of Holic, so
Oh, you've only seen one episode of it?
like 3 or something.
You might be able to find the book, the manga at your,
Well, the manga's a lot better
at
too.
your
Yeah, the
It's
manga
way
is
more in
better.
depth, and
But
it's
it is a
still
very
going.
short series. It's like only
It's
what, like
26
4 or 5
Yeah, it's
discs.
like 20 something
It's 26 episodes
Yeah.
in the regular season. Funimation has posted it on their website, so you can go and find it there. If you want a somewhat less known site, I can tell you.
no,
Later. The non-official site.
Yeah.
I am aware that they have a killer deal for the manga right now in the dealer's room. I have searched online for the manga, and they have it in the dealer's room for about $20 less than what I have found online. So if you are interested in owning it, it's there.
The entirety of the series?
Huh?
Like the entirety of the series?
No, it's still going. There's
Well, yeah.
I know,
So-
but
What has come out with the manga so far. Yeah, they have a killer deal right now, so if you want to go check it out, just letting you know, letting you in on a little scoop. I scanned that room earlier today. So since we're on the subject of Holic, any other favorite characters, perhaps?
Domeki.
Dominki, he's the main character.
no.
No,
he's
He's
the partner that the maker
The
hates.
main character.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I had to review all of this, so to retain this much information, it's kind of hard to keep all
I
the
just
reasons
recently
straight.
read Holic. That's the only reason I even.
yeah.
So, what is your favorite aspects about him?
No, I don't know. There's several. He's just like the ideal. He's not a villain. He's like an anti-hero.
Domeki?
Yeah, because he's not a bad guy, but
He's
I
having
think Domeki is more of a hero than Mononoke.
well, yeah, but he's not the main character, so.
I think it's just because he's really calm and relaxed, and it just ticks off the main character, even though he just doesn't seem to care.
yeah.
Oh, see, on the outside, but on the inside, it definitely shows that he does.
He's trying to build his character. Come on.
Right.
Yes.
Himawari, or I don't know how to pronounce it.
Himawari. Yes. So, what are your favorite aspects about her?
Well, I guess, you know, especially how she has this sunny personality despite her, curse, I guess. And I keep, hoping that, the guy's gonna get the girl, so.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but she's kind of your basic damsel in distress and kind of like Sakura and Naruto, not really useful for anything but to ask questions. Why? Why this? Why that? Yes?
I actually like the 2 girls that help. Yeah.
Oh,
They're so awesome.
Oh,
They
yes!
help her in her store. They just kind of do whatever they want.
Yes, the
and
twins
it'd be
that
cute,
are
yeah.
in
Or the
the
kids.
shop that help her out. I am unsure of what anime they came from. I'm trying to recall.
They're not. They're original.
They
Yeah, I
are
think they're
original.
original.
They are original characters. Because I'm like, I can't recall what anime they came from. Forgive me, please. Woohoo! They're original characters. Nice. I feel better. I can name the rest of them.
Oh, of course, Mokona.
Oh, and the Mokonas. Yes, and that is where we get our black Mokona. All of a sudden, Mokona has a twin named the same thing, a black Mokona, It's like, okay, you got Mokona, and then you got, hi, I'm the black Mokona, and then it's like, there's 2 of them. Oh, great.
It's like how there's 3 Shaorons all of a sudden.
Yeah.
Yes. So, okay, raise your hand if the white Mokona is your favorite. Raise your hand if the black Mokona is your favorite. Okay, there's a clarity.
What's the big difference between them?
The black Mokona gets drunk a lot.
Okay.
That's true.
By the way, I remember, like in the manga, I could almost kill women to kill 5 for getting cute little Sakura drunk.
Okay. Yes.
You can't forget watching the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. That's
Because
true.
I mean, like, his background's pretty interesting how he relates to Shaolin and everything and stuff.
Yeah. Let's go easy on this. Be careful of the spoilers.
The show that you just freaks out.
So, any other favorite characters from Holic?
Well, I think the witch herself is actually pretty interesting.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, she is very, very interesting. And it is kind of cool how she's like the mother of it all.
Right.
And personally, I see it as Clamp putting a little bit of themselves into that character, trying to tell all of their creations, this is how the world works, and this is how we're supposed to do things, and I'm trying to teach you lessons, and you know. Anyways, that's how I like to see it. I think it's kind of cute.
And she just
And it-
kind of has that omnipotent presence at the same time. Just kind of keeps it quiet.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's interesting, you like see the two sides of her character. Sometimes she's just this lazy, just want to, drunkard, just wants to party all the time. And other times she's just this, very wise, very, very with it. Very,
I think I saw a hand raised over here.
That's what I was about to say, but also that I think she uses the whole facade of laziness and drunkenness as just trying to make the situation lighter than it
Right.
really is, and as the series progresses and it gets darker, she kind of abandons that.
Gets her seriousness on. Yeah. Yeah, she can be kind of a comic relief.
She kind of just makes everything a joke, but like takes it seriously at the same time. Like she can be really mean swinging, but when she's in her drunk party kind of thing, she's like can be really serious at the same time and have a really good point, but just joking around and actually meaning it.
Oh yeah. Yeah, she is a great addition to the whole Clamp. Everything. Yes.
I actually like the fortune teller that she goes to. 'Cause
Oh.
for one thing, it like proves the fact that she didn't know everything, which like you thought at that point she
That-
would do everything, but then she ends up going to a fortune teller herself.
That she's not technically omnipotent, but she is all-knowing, if that makes sense. I don't know if that does, but yeah, that she isn't in control of everything, that she did have to start somewhere. That is really cool. That is a good point. I do like that episode.
I think she just goes by fate at the same time.
She what?
She goes by fate.
By fate.
Not like everything's fate.
Yeah, fate and destiny, as we all learn from all animes and such, and in personal life, it's not, solid. It's more of a blurred line, so that's, I guess, kind of why she still is working at what she does. So, any more favorites from Holic?
I like to count Mokonas.
It's easy. You only have to have, an American education to count them. 1 and 2. And that's where you stop, because there's only 2.
I found the snowball fight episode hilarious.
Yes.
The what episode?
Fight episode.
The
All don't snow, but then
Oh yes, that was a very comic relief episode to the dreary plot line. Yeah, though there isn't. Well, it kind of continues. We just don't know where it's going at the moment. Okay, so let's go with another favorite Clamp production. Tsubasa. Tsubasa. Okay, we kind of covered it earlier, but let's cover it just a tinge more, just because we really didn't cover it, Tsubasa. What are our favorite parts of Tsubasa?
Acid Tokyo.
yeah.
That's Tokyo.
Tokyo Revelations.
Let's get raised hands so that.
Yeah, a little more specific there. I really liked during the Acid Tokyo arc that, when Sakura's more with it, and even while she said, like, I'm tired of being this damsel in distress, and everyone, helping me out. I want to go do that. And she just goes on this really hard quest to find something, you know, she actually gets something, her leg mangled in,
So here,
and
let's
it comes
first
back.
cover the characters real
Right.
quick. You got Sharon and Sakura, who are the main characters, going on a quest for her memories, and they meet up with 2 more characters, and they all go together, jumping through dimensions. Okay, plotline covered. Okay, so what other favorites do we have of Tsubasa? Very, very back.
I like how, I mean, the white Mokona gets involved eventually, you know, because, you know, he wants to help. And then eventually they have an episode dedicated to him so he can help them retrieve one of the feathers. With the art,
Wait, white Mokona's a boy?
No, it's genderless technically.
Mokona's a Mokona. He says it over and over.
Mokona's a Mokona.
Mokona.
Yes, it kind of also reflects back onto Magic Knight's Rayer, how the Mokona was taken with the main characters to help them journey on their quest. You know, just like any other basic, you know, storyline, you have the helper that goes along that pitches in every so often. So, oh yes, the white Mokona does help.
I especially love the episode with the when they turn into chibis, and then Mokona has to tell the story to get them out of it. I just love the plot and how they did everything. It was just pure like fanfic.
Yes, that was a very fan-serviced episode. It was very cute. Favorite characters from Tsubasa?
Yeah.
Bye.
Oh wow, there's an overwhelming 5. I'm assuming for more of the, you know, fan art. Yes? No? Okay.
Backstory.
Really? It's really hard to pick favorite characters in that.
Right.
Since technically, every time they visit a new place, they're new characters. They just look the same.
Right.
Ish. I guess you got your main, like, 4 or 5 characters there.
We do see a lot of character development. I mean, I'd like, you know, Kurgan game. Before he's just this grumpy, irritated guy, and then you see his backstory, and then you feel extreme sympathy for him.
Yes, that's.
And eventually he becomes, you know, very, like he attempts to take the turn some role of sensei for Shaoran, and he becomes a very noble character. Because my favorite too.
He does. That is one thing I love about Tsubasa, is that they did a very good job with character development. You know, if you have watched or read the manga to the point of where it is right now, go back and read that first volume and look at those characters again, and you can just see the development and how they grew. I just love that, you know? That's one thing I love about it, is that you kind of grow with the characters. That's something that Clamp has always been good with, is capturing you in and growing with them. And, yes?
Oh, go on.
Oh, okay.
But still, I was saying that, and if you would, compare what you started with and what's later on, I mean, you would never guess that, you know, which character would turn traitor or whatever, or turn against the others. And it's just totally amazing.
I think you were first.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
I really think Bai is like the #1 character that developed a lot. Like he hid his feelings, he just hid everything behind his smile. But as you watch the story progress, you saw his more serious and his really serious side come in, and where he realized that you have to be focused. Like, okay, something's going on, I have to come in now.
Yes.
I actually liked 2 parts of Tsubasa a lot. One was, since they kept going to different worlds, you didn't wind up with one of the characters that wound up being like one of your favorites in one of the worlds. If they died, they weren't completely gone from the series.
Yes, that's true.
Because a lot of series, if they like kill off one of the characters that you absolutely loved, you'll never watch the series again.
That's true. I've done that with the series before.
And I liked how when they went to different worlds, whatever, their powers would like adapt with the different worlds and change. like especially with shower lines.
Yeah, that's really cool. Is I think they also like the Clamp liked doing that when they moved to different worlds. They gotta change their costume like every single time. That's one of the Clamp's favorite things to do. Is oh yay, new costume design. You know, and it's kind of cool to see your favorite characters dress up in different, like so many different ways. You know. That's one thing I did like about it, but also it's like, you know, also being a hardcore cosplayer like I am, it's like, oh, wow,
Right.
so many pretty things.
Yeah, like seeing almost recently the Cardcaptor Sakura. I mean,
Yes, yes.
I mean,
that,
thanks to
you
Tomy,
know.
obviously, was a different up every season. Said they always have to
Oh,
just do the most popular one, or
any more favorites from Tsubasa? Because I'm like, there's a lot more ground to cover, if not. Okay, other favorite animes done by Clamp.
Have we talked about X?
We have not talked about X.
ooh,
I cry every day.
Yes, and especially since X has brought, you know, back up to the surface recently. You know, so
What's the basic storyline?
basic storyline.
Two people fall in love.
It's the apocalypse.
People, yes.
it's the apocalypse. That's what it is. Yes.
Dragons and birds, whoever wins depends on the world.
And
You
also,
save the world and
Yeah.
kill the people, or save the people and kill the world.
And there's a lot of people with cool powers.
it gets a little bit deeper, but basically, yeah. So, X, favorite characters.
The Camuys, both of them.
Yeah.
Just because they're perfect together. You can't have just one or the other. It's like, because if the other one wasn't there, you couldn't have the other one, so.
Yes, I think X is like a series that Clamp was like, ooh, we're gonna do our own thing over here and just do whatever we want, screw the rest of the world and what they approve of.
Exactly.
Yes, that is one thing that, you know, they're like, hey, we're on our own company, we can do this.
Subaru and Sheshra.
Notice how all the girls swooned. Like, oh, yeah, I remember. Yeah. That's kind of like what X is all about.
I'm sorry, I don't forget any names, but I really like the Wolf Girl.
So which one?
The Wolf Girl. Girl, the Wolf Girl.
Nico.
Oh, Nicole, her last name.
Yeah, it was funny because her name meant cat, but she was like the dog girl.
Oh, yeah, but okay, Dog Girl makes more sense to me than the Wolf Girl.
Okay.
I don't know. It's been a while, even though X has just been recently rising back up to the surface. But it's been a while for me.
So they're bringing it out of hiatus? Is that the what's going on?
Yeah, they're re-releasing it. So that's why I'm like, oh look, it's coming back.
Well, I remember it was put on hiatus for the manga itself. Was it? Are they? It's recalled.
They're-
Yeah.
Re-releasing all the DVDs,
Wow.
the anime.
Oh.
Yeah. Same with Chobits. Chobits has been saved by Funimation recently and is being redone to be re-released just like the manga.
Nice.
If you have watched the series, read the manga, please.
Yeah.
Because the manga is just, that's your
So much
original.
more.
Yeah. The series is, I don't even know what to think of it, you know, the anime. So, since we're on the subject of Chobits, what did we like and didn't like about this series?
I kind of liked how it was almost a continuation of Angelic Layer.
Yes.
Because it had the same, what's his name? Oh, something or other.
It was like a little bit more of a grown-up
Ichan.
Yeah,
version.
Ichan.
Yeah, Ichan. Yes.
I like Momo.
Sumo.
Sumomo, yeah.
Oh, Sumomo, yes.
More on if you read the manga.
I like the episode where they're going to go get panties.
Underpants, thank you, please.
They're having to go get panties.
So, that's true. Okay, let's refer back to Angelic Layer because they actually produced Angelic Layer first, before Chobits. Angelic Layer. Who knows the basic storyline of Angelic Layer? Okay, well then who knows the basic storyline of Chobits? Okay, everyone knows the basic storyline of Chobits. Angelic Layer is a very cute anime manga if you've read it,
But also
or can
deep.
get a hold of it.
It's more than just cute.
It's
Right.
more than just cute. You know, at first when you're watching it, you're like, oh, maybe I should let my 5-year-old watch it, you know? But
Right.
really, it has some good values in it. And, it's about bringing basically robotic dolls to life in a little arena that you control, and they're like little robots that you control, and they battle it out. And that is Angelic Layer. And how they developed it was from, I don't know if this is a spoiler or not, so please plug your
It's
ears if you're
old.
going to watch it. Yeah, it's
Right.
old. Was because they were trying to make it more of a human size for people to control. So I think that's where they got the idea of Chobits, and then they stuck it on the back burner until they were done with Angelic Layer, and then they went back to it and created Chobits. So, Angelic Layer, what did we like and didn't like about Angelic Layer? Okay, you had your hand up first.
Just the design of the dolls.
The design of the dolls.
Yeah, they were just dolls.
How each person got to design their own doll, basically. That was pretty cool. It's almost like today's RPGs, like if you know WoW or whatever, how you design your own character on there. That's how the people in the anime design their little dolls that they've got to battle. It was so cool. I would so own one. I was so jealous. You were next.
I like the uniqueness of it. But I don't think I'd ever seen an anime before that where it was similar.
Where it was what?
Where it was like similar to what they actually did in that Angelic Layer, where it was like they had small robotic figures and they ended up using them to battle in like games and all of that.
Yeah.
Pokemon, they were the robots.
Dude, this came out before Pokemon, okay?
Really?
So, Pokemon didn't exist yet.
I like the background story of it because it was the main character's mom who had like this debilitating disease, and so didn't want to like show her daughter that, so she like left and joined with the scientist, and they're actually trying to make prosthetics that people could control with their mind, but lost funding, so they turned it into a toy, and it like blew up, and that's where they got their funding. And
I love
Okay.
the backstory
Yeah.
of Angelic Layer. That's why it's just like a little personal favorite of my own. It's because I'm like, oh, it holds a dear place in my heart. So you're next.
I like how some episodes had had no battles at all. They just like maybe they went to the beach and just had fun, and there were other times like the forget her name, but the little girl with the long black hair. One time like she was like had a fever and she just couldn't play anymore.
Yeah, kind of like a little bit more of a character development.
Yes.
Instead of being all action, they
Yeah.
also did character development, plot development,
Yeah.
such as that, to make sure it still had a plot.
And a little bit of romance.
Yeah, I guess.
So.
You were next.
Each-on's punishments.
Yeah.
I love that.
like the octopus down the pants.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Yeah.
I love that. It was like the comic relief of the whole thing was
Yeah.
that he was the rodeo clown per se, you know. Like something horrible would happen, but then all of a sudden you would get punished for it with random things.
But-
Like she said, octopus down the pan, so no.
But the only thing I liked about his character, he's this kind of wild, this very nerdy, wacky character. But again, you saw the backstory. He was, very serious about his work, very serious about this. And he has to respect his character, though. Clamp's trademark character development. I mean, this.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Clamp they have trademark of a lot of things.
I was just gonna just add on to that character development, because the whole show you're progressing with, what's her name, Hikaru?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Karu, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like you even get to start at the very beginning with her, like when she gets her doll and learns how to program it and design it, and then you learn how that you have to match your feelings with what the doll's going to be doing and how it's fighting. And you just grow with her.
Yes. For anyone taking notes of what animes to watch, I suggest add that to your list. It's a very good one, and it's very enjoyable, you know. And it's not too long. It's short. It's like, I think it's about one series, about 26 episodes.
Yeah.
So, okay, we should probably get all these others covered because there's like way too many productions that they've made, and you seem overly excited.
Yes, Kobato.
Kobato! Yay! What does everyone in here know about Kobato?
Girl and the dog.
Isn't she trying to like learn how to go through everyday life or something? Like she has to learn how to do all the everyday things.
Okay, I'm gonna have someone else hit this one because I have not. Okay.
Okay, it's about this girl. Of course, her name is Kobato. She comes to Earth, you know, because she's for some, I think, I haven't seen the whole thing, but she's like from a different world, and she has to collect like fragments like of people's like shattered hearts. You know, and she has to heal people, and so she has to she gets the bottle first, and then she has to fill it up, and she has 1 year to fill it up, and when she fills it up, she gets her wish, and we only know that her wish is, there's someplace I want to go. That's just the basic storyline.
Okay. So what did we like best about Kobato? Was just basically that, the storyline and the meaning behind it. It sounds very, very cute.
I've like flipped through a couple pages, and Kobato, like just her expressions are always amazing and great. So adorable. And then like the dog, he like looks cute sometimes, and then he has like this evil face on it. It's just
Okay. Let's move on. Like I said, I got like a list of like everything, and it's like unfathomable. We won't get it all covered.
One of the ones I like the best, and it's actually a group of 3, and I know they did Clamp School Detectives as an anime.
They did.
But I don't know if they did like The Man of Many Faces and what's the other one? Clamp School Defenders Dukleon? Yeah, that one.
Okay,
And I love how they
Anime Faces,
mesh.
They only did the manga. And what's the other one?
Dukleon.
Dukleon.
Defenders Dukleon.
Yeah, they only did the manga for that one as well.
And they even all like ended up in X, if I remember correctly. A lot
Yeah.
of characters.
Like I said, I will post that picture on the forums. It'll be under panels, under Clamp. I'll make a new thread that says Clamp fan panel, and I am going to post that image where it shows all of the productions, how they cross and intermingle, and which characters intermingle with which characters. It's really awesome. You guys have to see it. So it will be on the website after the con. So, yes.
Are we going to make any more Mokonas?
Are we going to make any more Mokonas? As far as I know, I do not know. I cannot speak for Clamp, but they are like, you know, way up there. I might be able to, you know, you might be able to write them a fan letter asking them if they'll make more, but I do not know.
One little manga I kind of liked, I think it was actually this like a 1-volume anthology. Psychology, like they tend to do snow or ice. I remember one story was like this girl tries to go out to find the wolf that thinks that killed her mother, and but this wolf befriends her.
I know exactly which one you're talking about, but
Yeah.
I can't remember the title now.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Like, if you can remember what it starts with, I have a whole list right
It's
here.
like snow or snow something or
Yeah.
It might be in Japanese.
It
Yeah.
would be Yuki something.
Yeah.
I don't have it on my list.
It's a lot more obscure, even though it has been translated in English.
There was that one.
Okay,
There was
because I'm like, I have-
like the one I love was another
Yeah.
Yes, that
short
that
story
was one of them.
conglomeration.
So they have done short story illustrations, like you just said. Any other favorites of Clamp Productions?
I love Wish.
Wish. Who here has heard of Wish?
I've heard of it.
Ah, finally some reaction from this side of the room. Yes. So, I'm going to pick on you two for what are your favorite parts about Wish?
I haven't actually read it.
You just seen it, kind of heard of it?
Yeah, I've read it. My brother said it was good.
I've not heard about it. Well then, perhaps we'll have you go further into it.
Oh, okay. Well, it's pretty much. I can't remember the main character's name. Well, the other main character, the guy she lives with. But anyway, this guy saves this angel from some crows, and the angel like wants to repay him, but he doesn't want anything because he's just like one of those really stoic main characters. And so she lives with him for a while, trying to do stuff for him. And then this other set comes in, these little demons, and his name is Koryu. And he's just a flippin' adorable. And they, kind of all end up living together. A couple more extra characters come in, and then she ends up falling in love with them. But can I give spoilers?
I would advise not.
Okay, then I will.
Yeah, because I
it's
do,
an awesome
advise
manga.
reading this manga. It's pretty cool.
It's a tearjerker one too.
I just like that the ending was so surprising. It was really completely unpredictable.
It was bittersweet.
Yeah, it was a very Japanese ending. Japanese, usually stories and such and folklore always have a bittersweet ending. You know, kind of like Princess Tutu, if you've ever seen the end of that. That's the best way I can explain it. Okay, yes, and then we'll get to you.
Well, I'm gonna throw this one out there because I'm surprised nobody has yet. Cardcaptor Sakura.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cardcaptor Sakura!
Yay!
This is one of my favorites as well. Okay, Cardcaptor Sakura. Who wants to give a basic outline real quick? Can you be quick? Cool.
Quick, you want the quick version? Girl finds magic book, accidentally lets everything out, and has to go get it.
Yes. It's the abridged of the abridged version. Yes. So you have your main character, Sakura, who has to go and find all these tarot cards that have been released from this book that they were magic. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Whoa, not tarot, remember?
Huh?
They're cool.
Well, cloud cards.
Cloud cards, yeah.
Not okay.
I mean, to put it in perspective, that someone who has never seen it, but I'm sure y'all have.
Okay.
It's true.
Have a good fun.
So, what are our favorite aspects about Cardcaptor Sakura? Huh?
The card design.
The card signs. Yes.
Design.
Oh,
Design.
designs. Okay.
Just how their powers and just how they look. And they got
Yes, they are. I loved it so much. I bought myself a set. You know, had to have it. It's sitting on my bookshelf at home. Tell people, don't open that.
I love Tomoyo's dress design, her costume design.
Oh yes, she has got to be one of my favorite characters throughout this series because she's also kind of like a relief in it, even though you don't really need it in this series because it never gets too dark or too stressful during the series. But she is always happy and always there, and all of her different costume designs totally reminds me of myself because if I have someone I can dress up, I will. You know? So that's why I love her. I'm like, oh look, she's a little me.
I like the rivalry romance between the two main characters.
Oh yes, and that was very interesting for Clamp to do.
Right.
Because it seemed like Clamp had never really done too much of a rivalry romance in such a cutesy little anime before.
Yeah, yeah. I really love it. You know, with Shadowrun, how he's so often he's just as badass character, usually just very stoic, just very, but eventually he looks at her and he loses his cool, or he might blush or fall down, and it just.
Yeah, it's very.
And I especially love like in the anime one part, he gets this this one fortune. It's like that. He'll have bad things with women, and eventually at the end, he's well, it's over now, and then you find out it's just begun when his cousin shows up.
Okay. Any other things we want to cover with Cardcaptor Sakura real quick? Because I'm like, can go so deep into it, but I want to make sure we have a chance to get some other animes in before I have to close the panel. Okay, open for a new anime or manga.
I like Ski.
Ski?
It's called S-U-K-I. It's pronounced Ski.
Ah! Okay, yes, the manga.
Yes.
Sorry, I have to look down on my list and see it.
That was a good one.
Yes. So I'm just gonna quickly do it and maybe do little mini discussions real quick. So.
Well, we're on the Action Channel. I thought the animation was really cool for Tokyo Babylon.
Tokyo Babylon.
I love Tokyo Babylon. I cry
That
every
was
day.
pretty cool.
Yeah. And the girl was super cute.
Okay, I know someone mentioned Code Geass earlier.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cover this real quick. Okay, Code Geass. Clamp did not make the anime. Clamp did not make the manga. Clamp only did the artwork design of the characters.
Right.
That is what Clamp did. They did their first, well, not necessarily first, but they did commission for them, basically. They were like, okay, it's kind of like on DeviantArt or something that you give a character description to an artist and then they look at the description in writing and then they design the character for you, draw it out. That is what Clamp did for Code Geass, was they designed the characters so, the artwork is technically theirs. They copyrighted it. But they did not write the storyline or anything like that. Hence why the manga does not follow the same as the anime, because they had no control over it. They just designed the characters for them, and the different costumes, of course. It's very, very Clamp style, you notice. But we can discuss it if you want to, because there is no discussion panel for it. So we just added into Clamp as well. So what are our favorite things about Code Geass real quick?
The twists.
Are there any favorites, or do we just want to discuss dislikes about it?
Dislikes.
Okay, we'll discuss dislikes. What? You mentioned it.
Story was really bad.
Well, like I said, it wasn't Clamp's fault. They did the artwork and everything, and that's why all the characters are very, very pretty.
Something good about it. I thought the power they used was unique.
The what?
The Geass power that they actually used.
Oh yes, that was very unique to that anime. Well,
Like each
mostly.
Geass sometimes was like a different ability or something.
Yes, that I did like. Yes, it's gonna. Oh, got something in my eye.
How the main character used his power and his main goal, it seemed slightly like a rehash of Death Note.
Slightly for recap of what?
Rehash of Death Note.
Of Death Note, yes. That is one thing that, I was like, oh, I gotta watch this anime because, Clamp did the artwork for it, and then it did start falling along like Death Note, and I was kind of sad. But
Just prettier.
Yes.
yeah, just prettier, much prettier, dude.
And giant robots.
Giant robots always make everything better.
Yes, Mecha always makes every anime better, of course.
Which for Rayearth.
Just to throw a couple more Clamp titles out there, I loved, there was like Clover.
Yes.
This is an awesome one.
Clover is awesome. Read Clover. They just made a version of it that's all compact together, so it's really cheap. So if you haven't read it, read it.
Yeah, it's awesome. And Yuki-chan Wonderland was another good title.
Who?
The title is Yuki-chan in Wonderland.
Oh yes, Yuki-chan in Wonderland I would say like Wonderland fans, please look into it. Cramp School Detectives, I think we mentioned that earlier.
Yes,
That was
yeah.
very, very, very cutesy. It is cute. All right. I guess.
Yeah, we already covered that.
Yeah, we mentioned Magic Knight Prayer towards the beginning, but it looks like I'm out of time, so we gotta go. And like I said, I will post a list of everything they've done. So if you want to, write it down for future anime watching, and post up that. Thank you.